Let me guess, you've got a steady income, maybe even a good salary. But every month, the money disappears. Rent, food, emergencies, that one treat yourself moment, and boom, you're back to zero. If that's you, keep watching. Because today, we're going to break down why you might still be broke despite earning decent money, and the surprising steps to turn it around. Years ago, I met a young man. We'll call him Daniel. He earned more than most of his peers in his city. In fact, he was proud that he was making what some people would consider dream money. But here's the twist. Daniel was always broke. Payday was like a quick sugar rush, followed by a crash. By the middle of the month, he was borrowing from friends, swiping his credit card for groceries, and wondering how he could possibly be struggling at his income level. When we sat down together to go through his finances, the truth was painful. But it was also the turning point. Here's the first hard truth. A high income doesn't automatically make you wealthy. In fact, if your spending habits and financial planning are broken, you'll just have bigger bills. Many people fall into the trap of lifestyle inflation. When your income rises, so do your expenses. Suddenly, you're upgrading everything. Your phone, your apartment, your car, your social life, until the gap between your earnings and expenses disappears entirely. Montage of people upgrading from small apartments to larger ones, trading up cars, eating at fancy restaurants. Daniel's rent alone took up nearly 40% of his income. Add to that his car payment, weekend outings, and impulsive online shopping. It didn't matter that he earned more than most people. He was just spending it faster. Second, most people don't really know where their money goes. They might guess. They might check their bank balance now and then. But they don't track. And here's the thing. If you can't measure it, you can't control it. When Daniel and I tracked every expense for 1 month, he was shocked to see how much went into little, harmless purchases. Takeaway coffee, ride-hailing apps, subscriptions he forgot about. Over time, those small leaks were sinking his financial ship faster than the big-ticket expenses. Third, debt is like quicksand. Once you're in it, the harder you struggle without a plan, the deeper you sink. Credit cards, payday loans, buy now, pay later schemes. They all make spending today feel painless. But the bill always comes due. And interest? Interest is money working against you. Daniel had no problem swiping his credit card for emergencies, and for things that weren't emergencies. But when we added up his interest payments over a year, it was enough to cover 3 months' worth of rent. That's not just expensive, that's financial sabotage. Even if you save a little, you might still be on the wrong track. Here's the test. Are you saving what's left after spending, or are you spending what's left after saving? There's a huge difference. Wealthy people pay themselves first. They treat savings like a bill that must be paid, not an optional leftover. Daniel wasn't saving consistently. In good months, maybe a little. In bad months, nothing. Once we flipped that order and made savings automatic, he finally started building a cushion. Now, I didn't just dump all these truths on Daniel and walk away. We built him a simple 4-step plan. 1. Track every expense for 30 days. 2. Cap rent and fixed costs at no more than 50% of income. 3. Cut non-essential spending by at least 20%. 4. Pay yourself first. Minimum 10% of every paycheck into savings. It wasn't magic, it was discipline. And in 3 months, Daniel had paid down a chunk of his debt, built an emergency fund, and, for the first time in years, wasn't panicking at the end of the month. But here's the twist. Fixing spending and saving habits is just part 1. You can cut costs all day long, but if you never learn how to make your money grow, you'll still be stuck. And that's where most people stop, right before the wealth-building stage. In part 2, we'll go deeper. How to make your income work for you. How to invest even if you're starting small. And how to break free from the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle for good. If you found this helpful, share it with someone you care about. And before you click away, drop in the comments. Which of these money traps have you fallen into before? Be honest. This is a judgment-free zone. See you in part 2.